What is up, Festival Tale fam? We are back. That's right. You heard it here first. After a long hiatus, the podcast is back, and I am super, super excited to be doing this once again for you guys. I absolutely love doing this podcast, and I'm so excited to have it come back. Now, a few things have changed. Aid is no longer with the podcast. There's no hard feelings. We had a long, long discussion, as you guys know from the previous season. But we have a new co host who I am so, so excited to be doing this with. We talked a lot about this beforehand. We're on the same page of what we want, and I am super excited to introduce you to her. Without further ado, the new co-host with Festival Tales podcast, Miss Bella News.
Thank you. I'm super excited to do this. This is uncharted territory for me, so I hope that it's entertaining. I and you're dope. I'm so excited to do this with you.
I
So
know I'm super excited. And well, this episode, guys, will be a bit of a background episode. We're going to get to know Bella a bit more. I'll update you on some things that's occurred in my festival world. And then we'll go back to our regular scheduled programming of doing like anonymous festivals. We are anonymous festival stories. Sorry, the whole thing of it is the story part of it. But no, I am super, super excited to have you on. As we met back in September is when we first kind of hung out. I mean, I knew we talked on social a little bit, but
yeah, we
first
all talk to each
festival,
other on social media.
yeah, that's
But yes, we met at Imagine 2023. So
that's where this plant that's where it got seeded for me because we had such a fun time that weekend. There were a crackload of funny stories going from like you guys arriving to what you did with the imagined people, and everything was just pointing in the direction of I could probably do a podcast with her. And I because I've been thinking about bringing this back for so long, and it's just timing, making sure I can do it so I have enough time on my plate to dedicate to it, and finding the right person that wants to take it to the level I want to take it. So, anyways, I'm super excited to have you here, and I hope you're just. Oh, I know you're just as excited. I don't have to say I hope. We talked so much about it at
yeah,
this point.
you're not.
But okay, so Bella, without further ado, let's get to know you a little bit here. Let the people know a little bit about you, where you stand in the festival EDM world, and we'll dive into maybe a story that you have for us. So we'll see, okay? But first
Okay.
off, they know I'm more of a bass head. They know I like bass music. They know I'm going to the Excision set. I've seen him 1,000 times, and I plan to see him 1,000 more. What is your favorite genre or subgenre of EDM, or do you have multiple?
I would probably say I have multiple. I come from a bass head background like you.
Oh yeah.
Lost Lands. I like to say Lost Lands is what created this monster that you see today. It's to this day my favorite festival. Yeah, so definitely a bass head. I have been liking drum and bass as well, and because I do currently live in New York City, not for much longer. We'll get to that later, but since I do currently live in New York, I have to say that I do like house music. I am obligated by law to say that. Um, I don't like house music.
It has its place. It has its place.
It has its place,
So
yes. Like
those
a
that have
couple hours a house, and I'm
you're
good.
good. You're
But
good.
bass all day, bass all day.
So those that know the podcast and have listened previously know that I'm the bass head and Aid was the house head of us. So we had this weird thing where there are so many house artists that she would bring up, and I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. And then I would have bass artists, and she'd be like, yeah, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. So we had a good little opposite thing going. But I'm excited for us to have that bass baseline of liking bass music. That's a lot of bass I just
Yeah,
said there. But
we're on
we
the same
obviously
team.
we're on the same team in this sense. However, we do branch out a little bit. What's changed for me, I do like house music a lot more now than I did when I used to do this podcast. So it is a big thing, and I do go to house sets now. It's not the only thing I go to. I think I still like the high energy bass. But now drum and bass is where we will diverge a little because I get into it a little, but I haven't been able to just go to a drum and bass stage for hours and hours on end. I just haven't got there yet. So
Ah, that's possible.
I await for you to drag me into the drum and bass more and more.
Oh, I will. I'm on a one woman mission to subject all of America to drum and bass and throats and make them love it, because there are a lot of people that, they can take it or leave it. They don't hate it, but they're kind of like, how can you listen to this forever? And you will learn to love it.
You will learn to love it.
Yeah.
No. There's some songs that get me going, and but anyways, well, I digress. Now, other things that they want to get to probably know you a bit out. What are some of your favorite artists? So, assuming some of them are on the bass side, but let's dive into it.
Some of my favorite artists. Well, if you know me, you know what I'm about to say. My favorite artist in the dubstep genre has got to be Subtronics.
Basic. Oh no, I was kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now it is. It wasn't when I.
Yeah, when you found them.
Yeah, no, yeah. So definitely Subtronics is up there. I will never, ever, ever miss a Zed's Dead set. Zed's Dead is a close second.
Fair, respectable.
Yes, I love Old Millennium. I love Excision for what he's done for the community. I do like his music, but I like him more as like a figurehead in the bass scene, I'd say. So like I appreciate that. And his sets are fun, but I like more what he's done for the community above all else. Who else do I like? Oh my goodness. I'm blanking. Who else is there? um,
You've named top five, so I would say you're looking pretty good. You're
I'm
looking
looking
pretty
good.
good there.
I feel like
Yeah.
I give basic answers, but I mean,
You know, you know, basic answers are basic. It's okay. It's okay.
oh,
We'll get it. We'll develop it more as the pot. I'm just kidding. I know you like a lot of different artists. I'm just, I'm giving you a hard time.
well, while we're here, let's add Chase and Status to the list.
Oh, okay.
I
Bringing
think
in the
it's Chase and
DMV.
Status, not Chase and Status, America. Let's get
Yeah.
that right.
I will probably say that wrong my entire life, but it's
Everyone,
fine.
it's okay.
It's fine. I'll do it. I did see them though, but going back to back with Zed Zed at Forbidden Kingdom a year ago.
I hate you
We'll
for that.
say pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah,
And it was
that's
when most people I knew did not like drum and bass, so I went and dragged some friends there, and they were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I don't know. It looks sounds good. Let's check it out."
you might have witnessed the greatest back-to-back in EDM history.
I will
I,
say that that's a stretch, but possible.
I don't think so.
The
No,
DMV hearts, it's fairly good. Well, that was also the same day, not to go on a tangent here, but that was also the same day they did the Forbidden Four.
oh boy.
So very hard to compete against that. That was the first ever. And I'm not gonna lie, they brought it back for Lost Lands. You know what? Ooh, that was just dumb. Okay, let's just cut to this case right now. It's a Forbidden
Chaos. That was
Kingdom
just
thing.
chaos on stage.
Yes,
Yeah. The Forbidden Four is
yeah,
different.
it's iconic. It stays there. It will never be the same if they do it anywhere else. There's some other back-to-backs that are like that, where you're in a set location and it's like, yeah, no, that should never be done anywhere else. Just let it be done once and never again. Like just make it iconic.
Let it live and die on this stage.
Exactly. Let's see. What else we thinking here?
I don't
Okay,
know.
favorite artist. Of course. Favorite festival. If you can pinpoint one. If not, let's do favorite three.
Let's do three because I think that's more exciting
I
than
like
one.
that too. I gives more broad of like where you're standing on all sorts of, because there are some unique festivals out there that you've attended and that are people could check out. So let's see what you got.
Yeah, so I think definitely Lost Lands, because that was like my first Lost Lands was definitely a pivotal point in my raving career. it was like after that, I was like, okay, I want to work and live in this industry, and then made it my mission to do exactly that for the next like few years. Um, and then I have to say Bonnaroo as a like a multi-genre festival
Ooh,
is probably one of my favorites.
I like that.
It's very Wookiee, but it's awesome. It's like very cool. Definitely recommend that one. I'm going to be going to that one again this year. And then, my lord, oh my god, there's so many of them. I'm gonna throw one in there that I'm a
It's a
big fan of.
curveball.
I don't know if it's a top three, but I'm gonna say Elements.
Oh, okay. I like that
And
actually. I like
okay.
that answer a lot. That's out of I haven't been to Elements. I also haven't
Mhm.
been to Bonnaroo, so I can't speak on it. But Elements is one that always every year sneaks up on me, and I then go, "Why did I not go to this?" It's one of those where I see the videos and I see friends that maybe have gone, and I'm like, "Why? Why did I? What was I doing? Why did I miss this again?" And it's every year. It looks great. So I love that. I love that answer. Bonnaroo, um, I know I wish I could have say I've gone. I just haven't. It's usually in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Generally, what happens for me is I plan something, not realizing it's that weekend, or I've gone to enough to where I'm like, I'm waiting till fall and I don't end up going. I got invited to go this year, so there's a possibility I will be there. We'll have to see. We'll definitely make a point of connecting, doing a live pod there if we're both there. I definitely want to. I've heard obviously great things about it.
Yeah,
And then
we can definitely make that happen.
and
Um,
then
but yes,
don't give away any of your secrets.
it's gonna happen.
And
Um, no, I get that it's like a hard one to get to, and it's like also in the middle of the summer.
yeah,
Um, it's like it is like difficult to get to. I remember we drove like 16 hours to get there. Just yeah. I mean, obviously you can fly, but it is a camping festival. It's outside of Nashville. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of summer. It's definitely one that's like logistically, like you kind of got to plan a little bit for it. Um, so I get that. It is also my birthday party, though. Fun fact.
oh, there we go.
Always falls on my birthday.
B-Day
Every
weekend.
yeah.
B-Day Bonnaroo. All right, I
I
like it.
literally have the best birthday party ever.
No,
Everyone
that
shows
is
up.
that's
Turnout's
I
great.
was about to say it's same thing.
You okay?
You beat me to it, but that's exactly what I was gonna say. It was gonna be my little quick dad joke pun, and those little quick jokes are what always gets me. So it's fine. It's fine. Well, it's perfect. No, I love that. Yeah, that for a city girl, you get down to some of the Wook fests. You're out there in the mud, in the hot, beating down sun in the tent. You're out there living it.
Yeah, I do live in the mud. I'm a mud person. Um, I don't know where this came from because I
I
was
live
born
in the
and raised
mud.
in New York. I've lived in cities my whole life, but when when I get to a camping festival and I'm in the wilderness, I'm like, it's just like a different version of me. Like I
You get in
do
touch with
like I'm not gonna
your
get into details, but I become very much a Wook. It's bad, a polite one, but
yeah, yeah,
nonetheless, yeah.
a nice one, a nice one. They all think they're pretty nice, right? And if they're not,
We do, yeah,
the
yeah.
real ones. The real ones are always like,
Very interesting. That people always get so
very,
mad when I say I'm a Wook because I look like this.
yeah.
I'm not. I just in certain settings, it's it gets ugly. Let's just say that.
We respect that. All right. Last tidbit of getting to know you for this episode. And it's, of course, what the whole theme of the podcast is about. You got to share a story, festival story with us. Give us something to get to know you just one little bit better, 1 inch better. Lost the words what I was going to say, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Ooh, a festival story. Um, so I guess one that I'm thinking, and I think this will probably best represent who I am. But last year I did Imagine, and then the next weekend I did Lost Lands right after. And I flew to Georgia for Imagine, didn't bring any camping gear at all. Brought like a backpack to a camping festival. Found myself at 7 a.m. on day one with nowhere to go. Um, everyone was asleep, so no one to help me. And then just kind of like figured it out. And then by the end of the weekend, I was in glamping. Don't ask me. I bartered or some. I don't remember how that happened. But and then the next weekend, the same thing happened at Lost Lands, where I literally just brought a backpack and yeah, I just brought a backpack and slept in my friend's trunk all weekend, and I was actually working that event. So I had to like be presentable because I was going backstage and such. And but then I would go back to my campsite and sleep in my friend's trunk, which I thought was funny. So yeah.
There's so much to unpack in such a short, quick story. Number one being why no camping gear?
Um,
Let's unpack the metaphorical camping bag that you didn't bring.
why no camping gear? Because I, you know, I've been doing this for a while
No,
and
that's
I'm tired of packing stuff. I don't need it. I figure it out. There's a wook, there's a way. And
title.
title. And yeah, I don't know. I just found I was going to these camping festivals and I was bringing all this camping gear, and then like everyone I was with was also bringing the same camping stuff for everyone to use. Like, if it's like communal stuff, everyone would have the same stuff. And then I found that like I wasn't even sleeping in my tent because I'd wake up at like 8 a.m. just like cooking inside my tent, like literally like so hot because all these camping festivals are during the summer. And so I would sleep outside my tent, and eventually I was just like, why am I bringing all this stuff and like spending money on all this stuff when like I can bring a hammock and like worst case scenario just post up in a tree, but like hopefully something, I find something or
It's
something, and it just
the,
always works out. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it always works out.
the hammock is such a great thought, but at the end of the day, you end up in like a plain field with no trees around, and then you just never get to use it
Yeah.
unless you bring your own
So
hammock
eventually
stand.
I did stop bringing a hammock because every hammock I brought to these events, there were no trees. It's
Yeah,
like
I
the
just I had that
speedway.
same
I'm
idea.
like, I didn't know that.
I had
I
that
remember
same
Poconos.
I literally had the same idea. We were like, oh, this is a great idea. And you get there and you're looking around, you're like, I don't even see a tree except in the festival grounds. Like there's none like
That is more unnecessary camping gear that you didn't need to bring. So I
uh,
stopped bringing hammocks, and
so
it
why
just
no
always works
so no
out.
tent. So no tent just because of the wake up. Like you're like, I wake up, I'm sweaty, I don't need this.
Yeah. No.
That's it. Okay. We're peeking in to
If
your
I
train of
bring
thought with
if
this
I
real
bring
quick.
one backpack, I can usually find a safe spot for that backpack. Because I
I don't
don't do
disagree
enough
with that. That's
events. And that's all I need. That's the only thing I would use a tent for.
I got you. I got you. That's just a really
Like,
funny way of putting it. Like I if I bring a backpack, I guarantee you I can find a place to hide it, and it won't be
yeah,
taken.
I will. I always find a place. It's like I go to enough of these that I've made enough like friends. Either whether it's people working the event, people attending it, that usually I have a safe place to put my bag if I need it. Um, or like I just make a place. But Yeah, so I mean, when you have that figured out, I mean, that's pretty much all you need. And then you just need a place to sleep. Or if you're like me, you just don't sleep. And because you're only there for 72 hours and you didn't pay and make the trek there to sleep. So you just don't sleep if you can't find a place to sleep.
We might diverge on that one a bit too. I like to sleep. I like to sleep. I
I'm
just find
saying
that,
this serious, but I am kind of being sarcastic. Like, please sleep,
yeah.
please hydrate, like, please, like, keep your belongings safe and be smart and all that.
Next you were gonna tell us you're like, I don't actually eat the whole time either. I like to save money. I just the food's so expensive.
I mean, it is expensive. It's good to bring
Oh, it
snacks,
is.
but
It is. It is.
yeah, no, eat, stay hydrated, sleep, all that good stuff. I highly encourage that. Um,
You're the
I
girl
do,
that only
I do
brought a
tend to stay up very late into the early morning and
you do
into the
stay. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can do it a little bit, but just to be straight, like for 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4 days, depending on the camping festival, it's like you come back and you need almost 2 days to recoup. So you really take another 2 days off, you know? So sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna pass out right at 12.
yeah. No, I mean, you're going to be tired at the end of it anyway, so you may as well kind of enjoy it, while you're there. I do have a
Fact.
rule: always sleep the first day. I get my 8 hours.
Always sleep the first day. Okay. I like that. I like that. Never go too hard the first
Last
day.
day,
Always,
I power through.
yeah.
It's early flight or
Yeah.
something,
I could sleep on the plane or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
or
All right.
you're on the floor.
That's the
That's happened,
joke.
not intentional. That was EDC Las Vegas. That's when that happened. And if you've been to EDC Las Vegas, you know exactly why that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the longest of long weekends in the most fun way possible. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it is a long, long weekend.
It is really hard on your body. The heat is really hard. It is a long weekend. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, without further ado, do you have anything else you want to share with the people of Festival Tales that are going to be listening? And if not, close it out and get our other episodes going.
Okay. I guess I'm just very excited to be here. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Obviously. um, I Yeah, I'm really excited because I've been making short form content for about a year and a half now. And I feel like, I've gotten to know people, people have gotten to know me, but I'm really excited to do like a long form podcast, especially about festivals, which is what I absolutely love. And, just I'm excited to learn more about you guys, read your stories, but also hopefully you get to kind of know me a little bit more, if you cared to, which I don't know if you do, but yeah, I'm very excited because this is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I'm really excited to get to do it with you. Like, so.
Well said, well said. Well, I'm super excited to have you, as I've stated. I very much am. I'm excited for us to be conquering this and do this. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun, whole lot of fun stories. We've got some other plans for you guys, potentially with a Patreon. But per usual, closeout, guys, make sure you follow Festival Tales Podcast. Make sure you go like, review the podcast itself on Spotify and Apple. That helps out so much. Subscribing on YouTube helps out a lot. And like I said, we're getting a Patreon up and going soon here with some hopefully special plans for those that listen and sign up. Other than that, guys, make sure to follow me at Babs Life and Bella at Bella.news. Is that right?
On my Instagram, yes. All my
Yes.
others are
Okay.
gone.
Well, we'll make sure the links are in the description of the podcast itself. But thank you guys so much for listening. I am so, so, so excited to be back and doing this podcast. Hope you can hear that in my voice because I really am excited. And Bella, I'm so happy to have you as our guest, and I'm so excited to go start recording with you. With that being said, y'all, peace.
Peace.